Dear students, today we will learn about tabulation of data. In today's lesson, we will learn about meaning and definitions of tabulation, objectives of tabulation, advantages of tabulation, types of tabulation, parts of table, format of table, features of a good table, differences between classification and tabulation, limitations of tabulation. So all these things we will learn in today's module. Coming to the meaning of tabulation. Tabulation is the systematic arrangement of the statistical data in columns or rows. It involves the orderly and systematic presentation of numerical data in a form designed to explain the problem under consideration. After the collection and classification of data, process of tabulation begins. Tabulation is dependent upon classification. Tabulation is necessary in order to make the data understandable and organized. By tabulation, we mean a systematic arrangement of statistical data in rows and columns. Here you have to understand, tabulation is the systematic arrangement of the statistical data in columns or rows or both columns and rows. Tabulation tries to give the maximum information contained in the data in the minimum possible space without sacrificing the quality and usefulness of the data. It is a midway process between the collection of data and statistical analysis. Tabulation helps in drawing the inference from the statistical figures. Tabulation prepares the ground for analysis and interpretation. Now we will examine some of the definitions of tabulation. A tabulation involves the arbitrary and systematic presentation of numerical data in a form designed to elucidate the problem under consideration. This definition is given by Connor. Tabulation in its broadest sense is an arbitrary arrangement of data in columns and rows, that is given by Blair. According to Bowley, the intermediate process between the accumulation of data in whatever form they are obtained and the final reason account of the results shown by the statistics. I am repeating, the intermediate process between the accumulation of data in whatever form they are obtained and the final reasoned account of the results shown by the statistics. So this definition is given by Bowley. Advantages of tabulation: to simplify complex data, tabulation is used, means a table is used. In other words, a table, drawing a table with rows and columns. To facilitate comparison, tabulation is required. Without tabulation, we cannot compare the data. For saving space and time, tabulation is required. Table is required. With that, we can easily understand in lesser time. And for carrying out analysis, further analysis, and for the interpretation of data, we require tabulation. It provides a reference for further studies, and if at all we want to recollect the information, it is very easy if we arrange the data in tabulated form. And you can see types of tables. There are different types of tables that can be prepared, and according to purpose, according to originality, according to construction, this list has been given. Mainly, types of tables have been categorized into three categories. That is according to purpose, according to originality, and according to construction. And according to purpose, types of tables have been classified into general purpose or reference tables, and special purpose or summary tables. According to originality, original table, or in other words, primary table, and derived table. According to construction, based on the construction of table, they have been divided as simple table and complex table. Again, complex tables have been divided into three categories: two-way table, three-way table, that is in other words triple table, and manifold, many-way table. In this way, tables have been classified. We will examine, we will discuss about them one after the other. First of all, according to purpose. According to purpose, as I have already mentioned, tables have been classified as reference tables and special purpose or summary table. So first of all, general purpose table. These are also known as reference tables or repository tables or informative tables. In this type of tabulation, the tables, as the name itself indicates, gives general information about the entire data collected. Thus, tables are not concerned with any particular or specific part of data. The different persons may use it according to their objectives. Most of the tables that are prepared by the government agencies, like statistical abstracts of the Indian Union and states, are of this type. Now, summary table or special purpose table. In such tables, interpretive figures like ratio, percentages are used in order to facilitate comparisons. I am repeating, in such type of tables, summary tables are also known as derivative tables or interpretative tables because they are derived from general purpose tables. These tables are prepared from the main table with the view to afford comparison about some aspect of the problem. They are relatively small in size. So when you compare special purpose tables, coming to originality, based on the originality of tables, original table. These are also called as primary tables. These are tables which show the statistical facts collected from the primary sources. So in such tables, data are presented in their original form. It contains absolute and actual figures and not rounded numbers. See, as you already know, data can be primary data, secondary data. So whenever primary data is taken into consideration for preparing a table, that table is known as original table or primary table. Means, as you all know, primary data means first time when data is gathered, that is primary data. So coming to derived table. In these tables, data are not presented in their original form, but in the derivative form. These are constructed generally with the help of secondary data. In these tables, the facts are presented in terms of aggregates, averages, percentages, coefficients, ratios, or statistical measures like average, dispersion, skewness, like that. Now coming to based on construction, tables, as I have already mentioned, tables have been divided into two main categories: simple tables, complex tables. Simple table, it is the easiest type of a table. It is also known as one-way table. In this type of table, data of only one characteristic are shown. It means that when one type of information is secured about different groups of individuals, it can be displayed with the help of one-way table. About this, we will come to know a bit later. Now coming to complex table. In complex tables, three categories have been given: two-way table, three-way table, and many-way table. Two-way table. Two-way tables provide information about a particular aspect of variable, but the information that is provided is not in regard to one particular attribute, but it is provided in regard to two attributes. So it gives information about two interrelated characteristics of a particular phenomenon. About this table also we will come to know a bit later. Now three-way table. These types of tables display three types of attributes. A three-way table gives information regarding the interrelated characteristics of a particular phenomenon. About these complex tables and simple tables, subsequently we will know. And coming to many-way table, when more than three factors or attributes are shown in a table, that will be known as many-way table or multiple factors table. While constructing such a table, it is necessary to first establish an order of precedence among the attributes or characteristics sought to be classified, having regard to their relative importance. So about simple and complex tables, we will know. In general, the tabulation is classified into simple tabulation and a complex tabulation. So this is a very comprehensive classification of types of tables, but for our purpose, simple and complex tables are enough. In simple tabulation, it gives information regarding one or more independent questions, whereas complex tabulation gives information regarding two mutually dependent questions. We will first of all see one-way table. This type of table gives us information regarding one characteristic information. Now let us take for example, this states, list of states is given and their population is given. Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh and Bihar. These three states population is given. Andhra Pradesh population is 10 crores. Arunachal Pradesh population is 7 crores. And Bihar's population is 8 crores. So this is a simple table, only one way. It gives information about population. That's a population of different states. In this case, population of 3 Indian states is given. So this is simple table, one-way table. Only information regarding one characteristic feature, one variable will be given. It is the easiest type of a table. In this type of table, data of only one characteristics feature is shown. Here in this case, population is the characteristic feature that is shown. It means that when one type of information is secured about different groups of individuals, it can be helped with, it can be displayed with the help of one-way table. Now here in this case, I have taken the example of states and their respective population. Now coming to two-way table. These types of tables gives information regarding two mutually dependent questions. For example, how much population is there in a state? One-way table will give the answer. But it cannot tell in a state how many male or female are there. The two-way tables will answer the question by giving the column for female and male. We will consider a two-way table. Now see the difference between the earlier table and this table you can see. Here, in previous case, only population column is there, but here sub columns are also there. Under population, male population will be given and female population will be given. And combinedly, their total population is given in total column. So this is a two-way table. Means information of two variables is given. One variable is population and the second variable is their sex, means whether they are male or female. So this is a two-way table. Information of two variables is available. Two-way tables provide information about a particular aspect of the information. But the information that is provided is not in regard to one particular attribute, but it is provided in regard to two attributes. It gives information about two interrelated characteristics of a particular phenomenon. Now, three-way table. Three-way table gives information regarding three mutually dependent and interrelated questions. For example, from one-way table, we get information about population. From two-way table, we got information about the number of male and female available in various states. Now we can extend the same table to a three-way table by putting a question. How many male and female are literate? Thus, statistical data will show these things. These three are mutually dependent and interrelated questions. That is, population in various states, their sex-wise distribution, and their position in a literacy. All these things will be displayed. All these three issues will be displayed in three-way table. Now you can see this is the three-way table. In this three-way table, you can clearly see states list is given. 4 states in this case I have taken. Males, how many males are there? How many females are there? Again, in males, how many literate are there? How many illiterate are there? And their total. And in females also, total literacy, total illiterates, and their total is given. Ultimately, in total column, in males, how many literates are there? In females, how many illiterates are going to be known? And in total in Andhra Pradesh, what is the population? In Arunachal Pradesh, what is the population? In Assam, what is the population? In Bihar, what is the population? How many males? How many females? How many literates? How many illiterates? Everything can be known. Here, if you examine, you can know about the male population. If you examine here, you can know about the female population. Here, if you examine, total literates will come, total illiterates will come. So this is a three-way table, whereas 3 features have been studied: their population, sexual issue, and their literacy. These all 3 variables have been studied. Then coming to its higher order tables, that is, many way tables will be there. They provide information about a large number of interrelated questions. Higher order tables may be a 4-way table, 5-way table, or 6-way table, like that. Such kinds of tables are also called as Manifold tables. Now coming to parts of a table. In any table normally you will find these parts: table number, title of the table, caption, stub, body, headnote, footnotes, and source. What are they? I will explain briefly. Table number. When a table or a book contains more than one table, each table must have a number. The tables are numbered in a sequence so that they may be easily referred to. The number of the table should be placed at the middle on the top of the table. That is the normal case in case of table number. Then title of the table. Every table must have a suitable heading. The heading should be short, clear, and convey the purpose of the table. It should contain generally 4 types of information: the subject matter, time, basis of classification, sources. Besides the main heading, please remember there may be some subheadings also. The title should be so worded that it permits one and only one interpretation. Its letters should be the most prominent of any lettering on the table. Means they should be in capital letters and they should be in bold form. Now coming to caption. What is caption and what is a stub? Caption refers to the vertical columns headings, whereas stubs refer to the horizontal rows headings. Captions generally give the basis of classification. For example, sex, occupation, meters, kilometers, like that. It may consist of more than one column headings. Under a column heading, there may be subheads. The captions should be clearly defined and placed at the middle of the column. It is desirable to number each column and row for reference and facilitate comparisons. See, about these caption and stub, we will see in the picture. In the coming few minutes, we will see the picture of a table. Caption and stub, you can easily understand them. I am again saying caption refers to the vertical columns headings. Vertical columns headings are known as captions. These are known as captions. Whereas stubs refer to the horizontal rows headings. Here headings will be there, they belong to these sections. So these are known as stubs. Whereas captions are vertical lines headings. Now coming to main body. The body of the table contains the figures that are to be presented to the readers. The table must contain subtotals of each separate class of data and a grand total for the combined classes. Now head note will be there. Head note is a statement given below the title which clarifies the contents of the table. It gives an explanation concerning the entire table or main parts. That is, the units of measurement are usually expressed in head notes such as in hectares, in millions, in quintals, in rupees, like this. That is the head note. Then footnotes. If there is anything special about the figures or the whole table to which the attention has to be specially drawn, the same may be done by giving the footnote. Footnotes are identified normally by the symbols such as at the rate, minus, plus, like this. Footnotes are generally used for pointing out any exceptions to the data, any special circumstances affecting the data. To clarify anything in the data, we use footnotes. And ultimately, source. The source is given in case of secondary data. It gives the source from which the data were obtained. The source should give the name of the book, page number, table number, etc., from which the data have been collected. Now, format of a table we will see. Format of a table should contain all these titles, subheadings, subentries, footnotes, headnote, caption heading, column heading, body, and the table number. All this should be there. Now you can see in this table you can clearly see this is table number. This table number 2 is given. Now, the heading of the table, Census of India 2011, showing employees. And these are the column headings, location, gender, employees, unemployees, total. Okay. This part is known as caption, and this is known as stubs. Stubs and captions. This is caption and this is stub. Okay. This is footnote. Figures are rounded to nearest crore. Now source. Source note. It is based on the data census 2011. This is head note. Units are in crores. Whatever data that is given, units are in crores. And this is the body of the table. Means total numbers will be here in this body. So table number is there, table heading is there. This is caption is there, sub is there, body is there, footnote is there, source is there, head notes is there. So these are the 8 important parts of a table. All have been displayed. This is the format of a table. Now coming to differences between classification and tabulation. On the basis of definition, process of arranging data into different categories is known as classification. Process of condensing data and presenting it in a compact form by putting data into a statistical table, that is arranging, in simple terms, that is arranging data in rows and columns, that is tabulation. After data collection process is over, classification will be done. When it follows, tabulation follows classification. When it is done, classification is done after data collection, whereas tabulation is done after classification. So it follows classification. Arrangement. Classification is based on similar attributes and variables of the observations, whereas tabulation, table is arranged in rows and columns in a systematic way. The main aim of classification is analyzing data in order to draw inferences, whereas the main aim of tabulation is presenting data to ensure easy comparison of figures. Now, it is basis for classification is basis for simplification, whereas it is basis for tabulation is basis for presentation. Classification leads to tabulation, and the tabulation leads to further analysis, statistical analysis, maybe measures of central tendency or skewness or measures of dispersion. For all that, tabulation is required. The main purpose of classification is analyzing data, whereas the main purpose of tabulation of data is presentation of data. Data presentation, data is bifurcated into categories and subcategories in case of classification, whereas data is divided into headings and subheadings in case of tabulation. Now, coming to features of a good table. A good table should be neat and accurate. It should be compact and brief. It should be attractive. Should not be any confusion between any arrangement in table. Table should show relationship between various items. Information should be comparable. Captions and stubs should be arranged in systematic manner. Figures should be rounded off in case of a good table. and miscellaneous column should be there. Do not use ditto marks in any table. It should be accurate and free from all errors. Abbreviations should be avoided in a table. If emphasis is required, use box or circle or thick lines or italics. No confusion in classification should be there. Limitations of tabulation. Only numerical data can be presented. Full qualitative expression is not possible. Difficult for common men to understand the table. So what we have learned? We have learned that tabulation means arranging data into columns and rows. Objective is simplification to help in further analysis. Advantages of tabulation we have learned. We can easily understand the data. It facilitates comparison like the types of tabulation, one-way table, two-way table, simple table. Like that we have seen parts of table, heading, table number, sub, caption, head note, footnote, source, all those things we have learned. Format of a table we have seen, and differences between classification and tabulation we have seen, and features of a good table we have discussed, and the limitations of tabulation also we have discussed. So these are the concepts, these are the things that we have learned in today's lesson. Thank you very much, dear friends.